Hello, I come to you with some great news about us being able to reopen our service this Sunday. So please take the time just for a few moments to listen to these brief guidelines that we're going to give you in order to come back into our services. So here's phase one of our reopening. I wanted to share with you first of all that we're all going to have to do what I've always quoted. John TRACY 1:1, blessed are the flexible. This is the new normal. We're going to have to do church differently, but it's going to be an exciting time. We get to rejoin one another in this phase one part of the reopening of worship services. So please be patient. Please understand that sacrifice is a part of the Christian life. And again, remember, blessed are the flexible. So here's a few of the details that I'd like to go over with you before you come to the services. The first thing is spacing in the sanctuary is going to be implemented. In other words, you have to be 6 foot apart, and there's going to have to be 12 foot from the platform to you. So spacing is going to be important and vital, and you can help us out during this time. There will be no kids service or youth service. And we know that this can cause problems when you're in the service, and say you have a child that acts up and is screaming. It's okay. Take them out to the foyer until they calm down. It's all right, and then you can bring them back in again. So it's okay to let your child come with you, and it's okay to take them to the foyer. We cannot allow any type of specific rooms at this time, so we ask you again to be patient and flexible and join in with us in this endeavor. I'm very excited to bring to you our new service schedule here at the church. And here are the times. Pay specific attention to the new service times. Here they are. The first service is going to be on Sundays, starting the first service 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning will be the first service. The second service will be at 11 o'clock. It'll be the service following. Then we're going to have what we call the 1 o'clock service on Sunday. And we're calling this a family service. Children 10 and under do not have to wear masks, but everyone else has to wear a mask. We encourage you to wear a mask, but children 10 and under don't have to wear a mask. But that 1 o'clock service will be geared toward the family service for the kids. So we want you to come and be a part of that. Then the next service, the fourth service, will be on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're able to come on Tuesday, 10 o'clock, that will be the fourth and final service of the week. There won't be a Wednesday night service. So Sunday morning starts our new schedule at 9 o'clock, the second service at 11 o'clock, and the last service on Sunday will be a family service at 1 o'clock, and then Tuesdays at 10 o'clock. Here's how we're going to do our new services. So the first thing that I want to bring to your attention is we will have a sign-up link on our website or on our app for you to register for all services. So please get on this website and app and fill it out and tell us which service you would like to be a part of. If you want to be a part of the 9 o'clock service, you'll see a little space that you can write in, I want to be a part of that service. We want to reserve a seat for you in these services. So you can go on the website or the app and fill this out and be a part of our services. We ask that everybody stays in their cars until 15 minutes prior to the service time that you have registered for. So if you register for the 9 o'clock service, then we ask you to stay in your car to 8:45 until you can come in. We will have 2 lines at the door. One will be for those who have registered prior to the service, and one for the walk-ups. But those who have registered to the prior service will be given priority so we can seat you in because you have registered. But we're all going to try to seat everyone on a first come, first served basis. But we do want to encourage you to go on our website app and register for the services. To give you some comfort and confidence about our safety guidelines here, we have enlisted the help of Joe Snell's company, Central Arkansas Entertainment, to ensure that all of our seating area in the worship facilities and the doors in the foyer are going to be sanitized, and also that they will ensure that our seating, they're professionals, they're going to cause our seating arrangement to be the correct distance so we can go by the governor's guidelines. Our ushers and greeters will be able to take you at specific times to your seat, and we will fill the sanctuary up. This is where it comes into flexibility. We will seat you from the front to the back. So as you come, they will be helping in the ushers and greeters in seating you from the front to the back. And when we have our dismissal, we will dismiss you from the back to the front. It will look different. It will be a different type of scenario, but it's something that we're going to learn very quickly. It's exciting that we're going to be able to be a part of the service together. A lot of you are probably thinking at this time, I'm not going to get to sit where I normally sit. Just take this opportunity to look at it and say, hey, I get to see this church in a different perspective, in a different place. Blessed are the flexible. I want to discuss 7 guidelines with you about the reopening of our church that we're asking you to cooperate with us in. Be patient with one another and with us. We're all working together, and it's about the kingdom. Remember, it's really about the souls out there. So you can still access our website and find out these guidelines, but let me bring them to you on a more personal manner. And I'm not going to go over everything because it would probably be too long, so that's why I'm encouraging you to get on the website and go by these 7 guidelines, and here they are. Number 1, we ask that everyone wears a mask to the service unless you have a condition that does not permit you to. Or if you're under 10 years old, you don't have to wear a mask. We understand. It's not mandatory, but I do request that you comply with the guidelines of this first directive. The second guideline, all common areas will be closed. Unfortunately, Java Coffee Creek area will be closed, and all coffee stations will not be open. We ask that you enter and exit 6 feet apart. Number 3, we have sanitizing stations all through the church. We ask that you use them freely and as much as you need to use them. Please protect yourself. Number 4, when you cough, don't cough into your hand or cough into the open air. Please put your nose, your mouth into your elbow and cough into your elbow if you have to cough. Number 5, we want you to know that our restrooms will be sanitized on a regular basis for your convenience and for your protection and comfort. Number 6, we will not be handing out any printed material. This is the new normal. No bulletins. We won't be passing out bulletins or printed material. Also, 1 offering envelope per seat back will be available. And we have specific guidelines for a no-contact offering collection during services. As always, you can text to give or secure give for your tithe and offering. This would be a good time to transition. If you haven't already transitioned, our church team can help you to transition to doing this online. If you still want to give by an offering envelope or by check, we will have an usher that will come to you with an offering receptacle. We ask that you do not touch that. Just put your offering into the receptacle and they will serve you from that point forward. Number 7, greeters and ushers will have on masks and gloves. We ask, and this is probably one of the hardest things for me, but it's the new normal. For this phase 1 opening, we ask that you don't shake anyone's hands. We don't ask that you give high fives. We don't ask that you give hugs. That will come at a later celebratory time. So instead, I just want you to wave. Just wave at people. If you feel like you have to hug, just give them an air hug from a distance. And if you feel like you have to do a fist bump or a high five, just do it from a distance and do like that. And please, at this time, let's go by the guidelines. One final note that I want to give to you in these new guidelines that we have, I just want to address something that we need to talk about. I know that this new COVID virus is causing a lot of tension, causing tension in the families. I've seen it cause tension in public. I've seen it create a new dynamic in our society. Let's don't bring that to church, please. Let's be flexible. Let's be patient. Let's submit to one another. As the Bible says, in the fear of the Lord. And you know, if someone decides to stay at home during the online services and you can't come for whatever reason, or maybe you don't want to, maybe you're not comfortable with coming to the service, you're more than welcome to stay at home and watch this. And I'm asking that people who are in the services, if they look around and see someone that's not here, don't judge those who stayed at home and say, oh, they didn't have enough faith, or what's wrong with them. Or if you're at home, please don't look at those who are in the services and say, oh, I can't believe they would go to a service like that. Our country is opening back up. But as a church, we're not going to fight. We're going to be in unity together. So it doesn't matter if you're at home or if you're in the service here physically. We're not going to judge one another. We're not going to be that way toward one another. On another note, if you're exhibiting any symptoms of COVID-19 or any kind of sickness, I ask that you are considered to stay at home during this time, and that you would consider that if you're at risk due to age, or you have a pre-health condition that would cause you to be infected, not just with COVID-19, but with anything else, I please ask that you stay at home. Protect yourself. God gave us wisdom on how to protect our bodies, didn't He? So we want you to please continue to join us, even online, until after phase 1. And I just want to remind you of this too. The staff and myself and the ushers and greeters, we're not going to be a police state. We're not going to be up here walking around with an objective to try to get you to mind the rules. We ask that you love one another, respect one another, and follow the guidelines. But I'm not going to send the staff or myself out there and say, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that. I'm just going to ask you to follow the guidelines. I know it's a hassle. I know the things that we're doing are the new norm, and they're not pleasant. But I ask you to please work with us. And it is a lot of extra work. It's a lot of pain to go through. But you know, these last 2 months that we haven't been together, it's been a trying time. It's been a time that's caused us to reflect on some things. It's caused us to think about how valuable and how precious it is to be able to come into a church and be in a service. I think all of us, including myself, got into a type of rut to where we came to church, oh, it's Sunday, I got to go to church, or I'm at church, and then we go eat. All this kind of stuff goes on. So you know what we got to do? We've got to, I think this has caused us to stop and reflect and consider what an honor it is to live in America, first of all, and second of all, what an honor it is as a child of God to be able to come to the house of the Lord and worship together as a family. This is not about fear. This is not about trying to arbitrate your life in any way. This is a time that, as a pastor, I'm asking you to go over these guidelines. You can get on our website, on our app, and you can look at these guidelines again, and let's all be unified. If I have the ushers seat someone in a certain place and you say, that's not my place, I'm usually sitting over there, please work with us. We're trying to do this. We've got to do it. We got to expedite it as quickly as possible. So God bless you. We thank you for your cooperation in advance. Good things are coming. Work with us. Be patient. Be flexible. We will get through this together. What an exciting time this is to be able to reopen our church and to do service again. God bless you. Have a great day.